I saw a picture of them hunched over in the corner, holding on to each other. They looked so broken. Their owner dropped them off at the shelter without any explanation. It seemed all they had left was each other. They needed to learn what love felt like. I wanted to be the one to teach them. My husband and I rushed to the shelter and got them in the car to foster them. Louie, the smaller black dog, was still so timid and scared. He stood under Bridget, shaking nonstop. Bridget seemed to think it was her job to keep Louie safe, and that's exactly what she did. She stood up tall and kept an eye out for him. They had more trust in each other than they did for anyone else. When we first got them home, Bridget hopped right up on the couch, wagged her tail, and made herself comfortable. I don't think she moved from that spot all day. She was finally able to relax for the very first time. She didn't have to worry about where she was or if Louie was okay. They weren't used to being in a home. We had to teach them how to sit. We had to crate train them until they learned their way around the house. Louie was still so attached to Bridget and wanted to share the same crate. So, of course, we let them. It was amazing how much they opened up just by being in a home. But it wasn't until we introduced Bridget and Louie to our dogs that we really saw a change in them. They were more excited meeting our dogs than meeting us. Maybe dogs were just more familiar to them than humans. The moment they ran outside and started playing with them, I knew they were going to be okay. Even though they were opening up more and more, they were still completely attached to each other. If one went outside, the other had to be outside. If one went on the couch, the other had to be on the couch. They were never separate. When they were ready to be adopted, they needed to stay together. It wasn't even a question. The second Monica reached out, we knew that was it. She had been following their story for months, from that very first photo of them huddled together in the shelter. They warmed their way into her heart even before she met them. So my husband and I packed up our car and drove Bridget and Louie from Houston to San Diego to meet their new mom. I can still remember the bittersweet feeling through the entire drive. When you foster, it's never easy to let go. You fall in love with every little moment you've spent with them and only want them to have a perfect life. They deserve it. When we finally got to San Diego and they walked into their new home, it just felt so right. This is where they were meant to be, where they would always be loved and cared for, where they would be happy. When you foster, you need to be sure you find the right home for them, so it feels okay to let them go, and that's exactly what we found. Bridget and Louie have been in their forever home for a few years now. Louie's finally the more energetic and outgoing one. Bridget still prefers to curl up on the couch for hours. They both still prefer each other over anyone else. When we first met Bridget and Louie, it seemed all they had left was each other. Now, the whole world is theirs.